Welcome to Kocosports WWE Week in Review. Go to Kocosports.com, KOCOsports.com for all your combat sports news. I'm Dave, he's Rob, and we're going to try to do this under a half hour. Rob, you ready? Let's do this shit. I'm sorry. 20 cents to Tommy Told. All right. WWE Monday Night Raw results. I'll run them down, and then we'll give our opinion. We do go in a lot more detail on the channel. Stephanie McMahon called out Vicky Guerrero. Luke Harper defeated WWE Tag Team Champion Jimmy Uso. And then in WCW fashion, the other Tag Team Champion, Jay Uso, defeated Eric Rowan. Now I'm going like too fast. Luke Harper defeated, so Luke Harper wins. Then Jay Uso wins. Naomi defeated Alicia Fox. Bo Dallas defeated Titus O'Neil. Seth Rollins defeated Rob Van Dam disqualification. But this was only earlier this week, and I'm like already forgetting these matches. Intercontinental Champion Wade Bad News Barrett defeated Dolph Ziggler. Stephanie McMahon defeated Vicky Guerrero, and which was a lot more important than you think because people were going crazy over. Jack Swagger defeated Kofi Kingston. Big E Langston defeated Damian Sandow. John Cena, Sheamus, and Roman Reigns Poor Roman Reigns. What a shitty team that was. Defeated Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt, Cesaro, and Albert Del Rio in a 4-on-3 fucking match. Horrible booking. All right, and Kane is entered in the Money in the Bank ladder match. That was the big news right there. I guess the big thing of the week is Vicky Guerrero. She's leaving, and they let her go out with some class.
Yeah, that was the big thing. I loved that they had her even enter to Eddie's music. That was huge. That was amazing to me. Like, they gave her a real send-off, and I thought that was great.
Yeah, overall, pretty much regrettable Raw. It's weird that send-off was the thing that stole the show. I'm going back trying to figure out something else to talk about. But yeah, to me, I'm glad Vicky Guerrero got a nice send-off. She'd been busting her ass. She really did improve a lot. And, you know, it was a cheesy segment, but I think spoilers helped it out. Knowing this was really Vicky Guerrero, a lot of thank yous from the crowd. Hashtag thank you Vicky was trending, so it was pretty cool. But overall, pretty much forgettable. You know what I'm saying? Is there anything besides Vicky Guerrero? What a weird week it's been. We're going to talk about our MVP. So if down in the comments, put your MVP, who you thought MVP of the week is. But MVP of Raw had to be Vicky Guerrero. What a crazy thing. Jack Swagger, Kofi Kingston, and didn't injure him. That was good for him. And everything else was forgettable. And
they pushed Reigns some more, but nothing was that big in the whole episode. Like, it was basically the Vicky Guerrero goodbye show.
Yeah, and everything else was thing. And the weird part is, on last week's SmackDown, not last 2 SmackDowns ago, they had the same exact match. The heels outnumbered the faces, and the faces keep winning. Could this lead to possibly a heel winning at Money in the Bank, or is this just bad booking? Because if you think the underdog faces, they're outnumbered and they keep winning, you would think, well, then that means a heel has to win. Do you think it's bad storytelling or all around horrible booking? Those are your options.
I lean horrible booking. Like,
what's that?
Everything in me says horrible booking.
Yeah, I mean, I can't understand how the heels got the bad thing. So if John Cena, which, you know, Postergate, a lot of people think John Cena's going to win. If John Cena or Roman Reigns, down there in the corner, it's still cracking me the fuck up. Rob starts using Photoshop, so expect Roman Reigns on everything now. But if Roman Reigns or even Sheamus, John Cena, Roman Reigns, if one of those guys win, just a horrible, horrible storytelling, booking bullshit. So it's just crazy how they did it. But that was Monday Night Raw. Bam! On to WWE main event. Seth Rollins cuts a promo. We've heard it before. Is it just me, or ever since Seth Rollins broke up, he's been cutting the same promo on every WWE show possible?
Every goddamn week. Yeah, it's crazy, though, because this guy I know called him his MVP, and the whole time I'm like, I don't see it. He's not that great without Roman Reigns.
All right, let's just get out of the way. Is Roman Reigns your MVP this week?
Roman Reigns is definitely my MVP.
He'll be like his MVP next week. I'm gonna have to agree with you. They're pushing him to the moon, and he's pretty much in almost every segment. I mean, RVD worked his ass off this week, so maybe you have to give RVD, as old as he is, the workhorse. But still, maybe I'm gonna go my MVP, Roman Reigns. Does that make up for last week it being Seth Rollins?
A little bit, but it just makes you look like a flip-flopper.
Hey,
I love Seth Rollins. I love Roman Reigns.
No, I did not. Actually, I know this breaks your Shield heart. I actually like all three members of the Shield.
No, you don't. You said less than 2 weeks ago, Dean Ambrose isn't that great.
I did not. I said I did not enjoy him as much as I used to. You know what?
He sucks, and he should just retire.
I'm coming out right now. Seth Rollins should be goddamn champion. Seth Rollins is my guy. There, I said it. You forced it out of me. I was trying to be politically correct and not pick a Shield guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I like all three members of the Shield. But you know what? Working with you, fuck you, Seth Rollins for life. But no, Roman Reigns is still my MVP this week. Rusev
He'll never end up on a logo.
In a match that we've probably seen 9 billion times. Naomi defeated Divas champion Paige. Does Paige even as champion? Does Paige have a winning percentage as champion? Like, is she above the 500 mark? Has she won more than she's lost? That is horrible booking for a champion, but God forbid. They're new! New scares me! I'm the yes man of WWE Creative! Oh, everything that's old is great! So, Naomi...
Yeah.
Divas champ. They have a little storyline where the Funkadactyls, one is a party girl, one is serious, one's a competitor, and Naomi has a problem. Is she going to side with Cameron and party, or is she going to focus on her homework and get into Harvard? Something like that. All right.
Terrible.
The Wyatt
also,
family...
Is it just me, or is the Rusev Big E feud basically becoming the new Los Matadores 3MB?
Yeah, it's become that way. I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know where it's going or how it... All right, last match, the Wyatt family defeated Sheamus and the Usos. Not a bad main event, but over the Wyatt family, you may have to get Bray Wyatt an MVP here. He's a workhorse too, but I'll stick with Roman Reigns. Overall, not a bad main event. I mean, it got its job done. What didn't get its job done? Do you have anything else to add before I go to my transition?
No, like there wasn't that much in that. Like, yeah, it was. This hasn't been a great week, I don't think.
No, but I think
it's almost like they're making this week shittier, so that no matter what, the pay-per-view looks great.
That's a possibility, but I think this week will die. Be remembered in history from fans, because we remember every single week ever. That's how fans work, right? I think this week, if Money in the Bank is awesome, this was a great build-up. But if Money in the Bank sucks, we're like, yeah, you sacrificed a week of television for that?
Yeah, that feels really accurate. I mean, we'll always remember, because this will be, Vicky's send-off week.
Exactly, that is the biggest fucking thing this week that I remember.
Yeah.
So that is main event. Bam. It did its job. Something that didn't do its job, NXT. The NXT was just horrible, and it was the first time I gave an NXT a loss in a really long time. You had the Vaudevillain sequel. It was pretty much the same as last week. You had Bull Dempsey defeat Xavier Woods. He dressed like King Kong Bundy, and the team, the broadcast team, is trying to get him over, but the bottom line is it's just not fucking working. Becky Lynch is a reject from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out in the 80s. She's Irish. Did you get that? She defeated Summer Rae, mostly because Summer Rae is still fighting with the beautiful people. BFFs. Colin Cassidy defeated Sawyer Fulton, and every foreigner ever on the NXT roster came out, and we all just didn't give a shit. And then the only match even worth mentioning, even worth watching, wasn't even that great. Neville carried Rob Van Dam. But Rob Van Dam did the right thing, and he, just like Jericho and Batista, the guys who are passing the torch, put Neville over. Tyler Breeze was ringside talking shiznit, and they did the code of honor and shook hands. Overall, I said this on the NXT review, and I'll say it in the weekend review. Overall, might be the worst NXT ever. And I'm including the contest that Michael Cole hated on women. He's like, I'm sexist, get it? Even that, even when it was FCW, this might have been the most disappointing episode of NXT of all time. It was that bad. Do you have anything to add to the NXT?
No, I do want to say, last week I was like, oh, I'm not sure on the Vaudevillains. I want to give it more time. Yeah, no, I don't like it. I'm not sold. I might be the only person I know that's not into it, but it's just, eh.
I'm into it to the point of like, oh, that's cute. I get it. That's about it. You know, I don't think it's changed wrestling forever. I don't think it's the greatest thing ever. I don't think indie wrestlers should be like, say, all you need is a gimmick and it will work. I see these guys, I see this as, wow, that's cute. I'm entertained for 5 minutes. They're going to be unemployed in 2 years. That's how I see it.
That gimmick lasting. I really don't.
But it was enjoyable. So that is NXT. Out of all the shows, this week was a huge stinker, I think, across the board for WWE. But with that said, NXT has to be the biggest stinker of the week.
Yeah. And I was thinking we might have been too harsh on SmackDown. Because when I actually sit and think about the whole week, SmackDown was actually probably the best show of the week. Like,
yeah, we were pretty hard. We were pretty hard on SmackDown on our SmackDown review. But my whole thing is, in our defense, we had to sit through fucking Raw where Vicky Guerrero stole the show. We had to sit through a main event that was average at best, the worst NXT ever. And then SmackDown. So we're already fucking cranky. But now that we actually have to do all the reviews in one show, and we're trying to do it as quickly as possible, yeah, SmackDown probably show of the week again. So way to go, SmackDown. You were the best of the worst.
It's just, I mean, SmackDown wasn't really that bad. It was about on par with how most of their other shows usually are. It's just compared to the SmackDowns of the last, 2 months, it was disappointing.
Yeah, SmackDown's really been carrying their own. So, all right, now to SmackDown, which I guess we're agreeing is the show of the week, even though we were really harsh on it. I think we both gave it a loss or a tie. No, I think we both gave it ties.
Yeah, we gave it a tie.
All right, so down in the comments, you tell us who your MVP is. Triple H comes on down, he cuts a promo with Seth Rollins and Randy Orton, and basically says, you need to trust me. Everything's going to work out great.
Don't forget, he also referred to it as the Authority era.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it's the Cena era.
Fast forward this and go to the next fucking era.
The Roman Reigns era.
Well, you know what? A lot of people are like, oh, we're going to, the internet's going to turn on Roman Reigns. A lot of people are like, oh, Roman Reigns is overhyped. Roman Reigns is the next John Cena. I will say this. If Roman Reigns does not improve, if he does the same exact moves, the same exact shit, his promos don't cut better, he's already better than John Cena. Like, I used to say,
the thing is, people don't give it enough credit. Like, I'm a really big fan of him, not because of the gimmick or anything. I like him as a wrestler. Like, for how young he is and how new he is, he's really fucking good. Like, everything about his whole kit, his performance, his mic, so all of it's been not improving drastically week by week, but you can see it's gradually getting better. Like, he's getting better at all of it. And he's potentially the whole package. Like, he could go on to be huge. But even if he stops improving, he still sells other people's moves better than 90% of the roster. Like, when he sells a powerbomb, dude, it looks like his neck got fucking broken.
Yeah, so, I mean, all these people that are turning on Roman Reigns before he even got a spotlight, he's going to be better than John Cena. He is better than John Cena. Pass the fucking torch. And he's improving. I remember when he first came out and, did the CM Punk thing, everyone was pissed that it wasn't Chris Hero. And a lot of WWE fucking defenders, dude. How many of these motherfuckers are on WWE's fucking cock? All these WWE defenders are like, see, Roman Reigns, he's better than Chris Hero. But he's really fucking improved since that day. He said, hey, dude, I'm in a spot that a lot of people don't think I deserve, and he fucking improved every goddamn day. And you know what? when we see 10 years from now, when WWE.com makes the top 50 Roman Reigns matches, his first match won't be in the top 10. Unlike dun 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 dun. How can the fuck is your first match in your top 50? That just proves you have not fucking improved. So yeah, all these people that are turning on Roman Reigns before he's even had a shot, I will say this, and you can fucking tattoo it on my fucking chest. You can put it on my tombstone. You can write it the fuck down. Roman Reigns will be better than John Cena. Done. End of story. Period. There you go.
Agreed. And like, other than that, you still have to recap the rest of the show. So.
All right. Dean Ambrose defeated Bad News Barrett. That's not where the story lies. The story lies in Jack Swagger came down to the ring. Jack Swagger was throwing Barrett around, and each ouch, ooch, pop. I don't know what the fuck happened, but Barrett does not look pretty. It was the most forceful tap out ever. He's like, motherfucker, you threw me in the cage as he's tapping out on his fucking thing. Mm-hmm. But the bottom line is WWE.com is reporting he's injured, and when you see the SmackDown and watch it, you see that he's injured. How serious is the injury? I don't know, but bad news. Barrett is getting some bad news of his own, and not Ziggler, sorry. And Jack Swagger is in the doghouse because he hurt Dolph Ziggler and hurt Bad News Barrett, and both those guys have a huge, bright future. You know what I mean? If you said, hey, who's the guys that have a bright future? You're like Barrett and Ziggler. Let's go for, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of heat on them. But I don't know what the status is. They're keeping it hush-hush, but I imagine they're going to replace him with someone. But I could be wrong.
I mean, he might be okay in time. I mean, he's had 4 or 5 days of rest now. So he might be ready to go, depending on how bad it was. Like, he might have just dislocated. It might be a bitch. But a dislocation, like, he might be fine enough that he can at least put on a show and perform to some degree during the match.
So, yeah, it will be interesting. Paige defeats Cameron, which, continue the storyline from main event. One serious Funkadactyl, one party Funkadactyl. What will happen? I hope Paige keeps the title. I'll be a little depressed if they give up on Paige's title run this early at the pay-per-view. But overall, above average because you feel bad for Paige's booking. Is that a fair assessment?
I don't think she's... I really do think they just book her like crap and that the writers don't do anything of value with her. Like, they treat her like a low to mid-carder, where we've seen with the WWE, their thing is, if you're not, like, the last 3 matches of a show or going to be the main event of pay-per-view, they don't really give a shit about your story.
No, they definitely don't. All right.
I think that's unfortunate.
Sheamus defeats Bray Wyatt via disqualification. More hype for Money in the Bank, basically. Alberto Del Rio and Cesaro defeat Rob Van Dam and Dolph Ziggler. The highlight of this was Paul Heyman making fun of Michael Cole. At the end, Cesaro got the best of Albert Del Rio because they didn't hate each other. But I don't think we talked about this on the SmackDown pay review. We might have skipped it one, but it's not. It's very skippable. Rusev defeated Sin Cara. You've seen it once.
I don't think we even mentioned that.
Yeah, in our SmackDown review,
I forgot about that match entirely when I listed you the matches. Maybe I'm starting to tune out Rusev.
You're like, he's gonna win. All right, click. Roman Reigns defeated Kane by disqualification, and then all funkity dunk fucking happened. How it happened? Randy Orton comes down, smacks the shit out of fucking Roman Reigns, DQ, and then there's stories. Is Kane going to beat up Randy Orton? No, he's going to set up a ladder, get out of the way, and then I was about to say Sheamus, minus 1,000 for me. And then Roman Reigns, this week's MVP. We finally agree on something. Roman Reigns fucking leaves with 2 spears and looking strong. So it's going to be very interesting. Those are the recaps. Is there anything you want to add to SmackDown? I think it was the show of the week. It ends with our MVP holding both titles. I'd rather see Roman Reigns than John Cena, but that's the obvious statement of the fucking century.
Yeah. I really... People are going to doubt it, because I love the Shield. The only way I want Reigns to win is if Rollins narrowly beats Ambrose to win the Money in the Bank and comes out and takes the belt from Reigns with his contract. That's the only way I want Reigns to win. That said, I don't fucking want Cena or Orton or Kane or Sheamus to win. I think
Yeah,
Cesaro would be a little too early, but I liked your idea where, Cesaro wins it and then Lesnar basically tells him, like, no, it's my title, and Heyman fucks him over. I like that.
we have Battleground in Tampa. We talked about this. We have Battleground in Tampa. Hear me out on this. What if it's just a quick title switch? Because the main event, the poster that's ruining everyone's day is John Cena versus, give me a second, John Cena versus Brock Lesnar. That's what's ruining everyone's day on the poster. But what if it happens like this? What if Cesaro wins it, and at Battleground, Heyman fucks him, and Brock Lesnar gets it, and Brock Lesnar goes into SummerSlam as champion?
That would be expensive for them, but that would be kind of cool. Though I'd be a little disappointed if John Cena's the one that's getting the shot against him.
The more I think about it, the more I think that's because John Cena, if John Cena wins, the odds are, we're just going with odds, what usually happens. If John Cena wins Money in the Bank, the problem with that is, bam, he's probably going to lose at SummerSlam to Brock. But if you do it this way, their hero wins on their second biggest pay-per-view of the year. So it's going to be very interesting. But we did do pay-per-view profits, so if you want to give your picks, please put them down below. But your question, and I'll phrase it to you, do they go with who they're pushing to the moon, or do they go with who they usually go with? Who do you got, John Cena or Roman Reigns? Who do you got?
I'm still hoping that my dream scenario happens. John Cena's going for the belt, Roman Reigns spears him off the ladder, and then Bray Wyatt grabs the belt. And then Roman Reigns jumps up like a goddamn dolphin and just grabs one from the ground. But that part's optional.
Once again, we tried to get this under a half hour, but we do have live comments, so internet inventory has priority over everyone, so let's see. BGC Fan 17 says, what are your guys' top 3 WWF/theme songs? I like Rob Van Dam's. I don't know if he's used the same one. Rob Van Dam's before he went to TNA was really good. Edge's wasn't bad, and I like Stephanie McMahon's The Bodies Hit the Floor, but they stopped using it. I think those are probably my favorite. Oh, CM Punk's, but more because I'm a huge CM Punk fan and heard him do that in the Indies. But yeah, who's your top 3 WWF/WWE songs? Real American?
Yeah, I had replied to it because I wasn't sure if we were doing it with time. But if I'm going all time, then my top 3, it's really close. But Hogan wins it out. Real American, I love it. And my 2 and 3 are probably tied between The Shield and CM Punk. Just in terms of the actual music.
Yeah, Triple H. I like the Motorhead.
Yeah, I love Triple H. Triple H, I think, is great.
Yeah, I
love the DX theme. Like, Triple H has always had fairly good music taste for his persona.
Yeah. BGC Fan 17, what are your predictions for WrestleMania 31? Wow, that's far out, but predicting they're going to try to put a D Club on us, and we're going to have to fight again for it to be a good main event. I would love to see a healthy Daniel Bryan maybe take on a Cesaro, but they're never going to give us that. I mean, of course,
I think we'll see The Rock as the main event.
That's a possibility. Maybe another celebrity come in and all that. So I don't know.
All the rumors are that he's either going to lead the Hall of Fame class or he's going to be one of the main events at WrestleMania. Because he keeps saying that he'd come back for one match if the circumstances were right. WrestleMania is pretty much the best circumstances you're going to get.
Yeah. I mean, I personally don't think CM Punk is ever coming back, but I think CM Punk John Cena or CM Punk Daniel Bryan has to end the WrestleMania. I just think it has to, but, they probably shit the bed on that one already. And, of course, you could have the Rock-Roman Reigns connection. There's a lot. It's still early out. With injuries, free agency, people quitting, what stars are coming back, it's hard to say. But, yeah. Like, because to me, I think, we're talking about errors. I think this is CM Punk, who we want, versus John Cena, who they want us to want. And I'm always thinking when 10 years from now, we're going to be like, like people are like, how did Ric Flair and Hogan not main event of WrestleMania? I think CM Punk and John Cena are going to be remembered like that. How did CM Punk and John Cena not, you know what I mean? But I think
those people will go, I mean, CM Punk's great, but people will be sitting there like, I don't know that I want to watch CM Punk and John Cena because John Cena sucks.
That is true, but he's going to be there no matter what.
Punk would come back just because I would love to see him feud with some of the really talented guys. Like I would love to see him with Seth Rollins in a match. Like, I want to see indie level, he's still passionate about wrestling, CM Punk against Seth Rollins. I think that would be an amazingly entertaining match. Like, there are a lot of guys that I think right now could give great matches with Punk.
Yeah, I definitely agree. All right, bam, bam. Let me just go here real quick. Boop. All right. Boop, 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 boop. All right. Straight Edge Punk asks, why does he get the chance to be the guy if he's only going to improve? What do they see in him now? He looks like Superman already. All he has is the look. Reigns is mediocre in the ring. The guy is also athletic fit when someone points the mic towards him. Straight Edge Punk, I agree 120% with what you're saying most of the time. The problem is, WWE is not going to give us the guy we want. So, I am comparing him to other Golden Boys. I'm not comparing him to CM Punk. I'm not comparing him to Daniel Bryan. I'm not comparing him to Dolph Ziggler. The reason I'm not comparing them is because WWE hates giving fucking pro wrestlers that are awesome their spot. If you are talented, you have to get it. So, with that said, I'm putting him in the Golden Boy category. And in the Golden Boy category, he's better than Orton. He's better than Batista. He's better than Randy Orton. And he's a step in the right direction. Now, if you're going to compare him to CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, that's not fair. But life in WWE is not fair. So, when I say he is better than CM Punk, not better than CM Punk. Rewinds. Minus a million points for even messing up that fucking saying.
Yeah.
But when I'm saying he's better than John Cena, Dave Bautista, I believe that. And you got to remember, WWE wants you to root for their fucking guys, and you're going to be stuck watching their Golden Boys forever. And let me tell you, now I'm Straight Edge Punk, I'm going to level with you. Would you rather see 10 years of Roman Reigns on top or 10 years of Batista, Randy Orton, John Cena? And granted, we could fight and argue, but at the end of the day, WWE wants you to fucking suffer because they hate pro wrestling. But I'm comparing him to Golden Boys. He is the best Golden Boy we've seen in 10 years.
Not only that, but he is improving, and a reason to give him the belt, even if he's still gonna improve, is you have to look at it from their perspective. He falls into the category of people they see as a I can't think of the word right now, like a figurehead, a symbol, whatever. He falls into that category of guys they would advertise the fuck out of and push. So that means that there are a lot of guys that are great that aren't in that category, and that sucks. But I'm not going to try and fight a battle I can't win. Reigns is in that category. The reason to give him this, even though he's young and he's still going to improve and he still needs work, is they know people don't like Cena. They know people are tired of Cena. They know people are tired of Orton. And he's hot right now. He's really popular. He's being pushed to the moon. He's just a great fit for what they want to do without sitting there and going, John Cena again, and everyone going, God damn it, I'm fucking tired of John Cena. So they give it to him, and they have a lot of happy people, whereas they give it to John Cena, and they have a lot of happy people in the hospital and the Make-A-Wish ward.
And, Roman Reigns, you can still be happy. I mean, he's sitting there. He's having a tea party with his daughter. I could see him still going to those Make-A-Wish and all that other shit. So I find it to be really interesting. Would it be the guy that I choose? Personally, no. But WWE, fucking...
I would even say, out of Shield, former Shield guys, he's not the best. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose are both really good wrestlers. Seth Rollins is great. The Seth Rollins and Ziggler matches that you and I went crazy over the first one. That was That's the best match I've seen in a long time. And like I would love to see things like Ziggler and Rollins headlining event. It's like huge events, but I don't think it'll happen.
And mostly because people love giant fucking beast, and Vince wants his fucking way. So yeah, it sucks balls. Mr. the King, good morning, guys. Hey, good morning. Didn't John Cena beat Kurt Angle on his debut? I don't know if he won. And Kurt Angle won as current champion too, I think. I don't know. I just remember he came out and I think Kurt Angle beat him. I'm not sure. My memory's bad. It was Kurt Angle though, because he came out and he said ruthless aggression and all that bullshit. And he looked a lot different, but you know he was trying to be a wrestler back then. BGC Fan 17. Man, tough questions. We tried to make this short show. What do you want to happen in WWE in the next 6 months? You know what? You can answer. Can I go first on this one, Rob?
Yeah, go.
All right. My answer, I focus on this answer just in case people ask. I don't care what the time limit is. What I want from WWE in the future is the best wrestlers that connect with the crowd are the ones you push and market. That's it. That's it. Simple as that. John Cena, Dave Bautista, and Randy Orton and Sheamus, they do not fit under that qualifications. I think you should have and it doesn't matter if you're heel or face or what reaction you're getting, but the best wrestlers, professional wrestlers in ring, can carry a match that connects with the crowd should be pushed and marketed. That's all I fucking want. That's it in a nutshell. Am I the asshole? Am I the fucking asshole? I don't know, but that's what I want. What do you want in the next 6 months or forever? And that will be our last. That will be our last question. All other questions will go for a Stump the Idiot, or we'll answer them in the comments because we want to make this under a half hour. Go ahead.
I want to say I would love to see John Cena return, or not John Cena. God damn it, minus a billion points. I want to say I would love to see CM Punk return, but I don't think he's ever coming back. I think he's done. I mean, it might be one hell of a fucking work right now. Like, he might just be taking a vacation. It might just be the most brilliant work of all time, but I don't think so. I mean, I just really don't. I would love to see him come back, but
it's
barring that, I would love to see Rollins wins tonight. Or not tonight. Well, yeah, no, tonight. Rollins wins tonight. Rollins cashes in it after whoever wins. I don't really. Who wins doesn't matter, but I personally think it's better if it's Reigns. Rollins wins, cashes it in immediately after the match, and at the end of the pay-per-view, Rollins takes home the belt.
Yeah, I think Seth Rollins should be your champion. I have no idea why he's not even in it. But if that is the case, if what Rob says does happen, I assure you, a million times over, I will think the pay-per-view is a win.
Like, and even if they don't want him to stay the title, you have him win. It ends on a huge moment. You get an extra match people didn't expect, and not only that, you walk away with the heel taking the title, and then you get set up with the feud between Reigns as the last guy to hold the title, who deserves a rematch, feuding with Reigns and Ambrose, rather, feuding with Rollins. And then if you really want to finalize their breakup, you set up a three-way threat match between the three of them at Battlegrounds. And then, like, right there, you've got your whole next month planned out with something that has a golden boy that you love and you want to push, and has people that the fans love that are really good wrestlers. And it's also with a storyline that the fans are pretty invested in and love right now. And then after that, I don't care. Because if you do that for a month, I'll be happy for a year.
All right, we did do pay-per-view profits. Go check out our channel. We'll put a link down in the doobly-doo. And every show we went really fast reviewing in a week. We did individually with a lot more time dedicated to each match. So go, please, like, comment, subscribe, and above all, check out Kocosports.com, Kocosports.net. We are working and improving every day so that we will be your home for combat sports. And if you got an extra $24.99 laying around and you like fat guys and Rob, you got to gain a lot of weight and become uglier to fit in with our fucking slogans here. But if you like fat guys yelling at webcams and Rob, fucking cheap Army dog. Spend the $24.99 and support us for that awesome Internet Infantry shirt you can find on Kocosports.com. We will do a post pay-per-view show, and we did pay-per-view profits. We broke down every show we talked about and more. All right, tell them. You tell them. Also, you
you were in the middle of a spiel. I wasn't sure if it was going to be official, but we are leaning toward also doing like a month in review, so that if anyone's out of the loop, they can just drop by our channel, look, and be like, all right, let's catch up on the months that I missed, and just hear the general storyline and our thoughts on how the storyline went and what could have been better, what fell flat, that sort of stuff.
And we plan on adding a lot more shows, including boxing and mixed martial arts, but we're doing it slowly but surely and adding a staff. We really want Coco Sports to take off. I got a blessing of having really bad health and can't work, so now I'm putting all my focus into this and writing. So hopefully it can take off, sometimes, Terry Funk comes down and says, hey, you know what, you're a great teacher and you're making a lot of money, but let me take that all away from you so you can be sick all the time. But in return, I open up this window, and Terry Funk lets you work on your website and YouTube channel. I'm like, thanks, Terry Funk. You make dying fun.
Our Lord and Savior.
Oh, man. I just made myself sad with my own joke.
It made me sad a little bit, but I didn't want to say it.
Like, thanks, Terry Funk. You make dying fun. All right. Now that we made ourselves sad, I think that's a good way to go out on. Go to Kocosports.com! We will be back soon. With that, I am over.